Hey there, fight enthusiasts. Welcome to today's video. Now, we have got a mix of some intriguing stories from the world of combat sports all lined up for you. First, Israel Adesanya is in some hot water, facing a possible prison sentence of up to 3 months. It's a pretty shocking twist for one of MMA's brightest stars.
Charges, no charges, innocent, guilty, doesn't matter. Sean Strickland beat that man fair and square.
But that's not all. Things took a bizarre turn when Sean Strickland unleashed a rant at a Lowe's, an American retail giant that is known for everything from tools to appliances. So you don't want to miss the details on this unexpected outburst. In other news, rising MMA star Khamzat Chimaev has now switched teams. He is representing the Grozny-based Akhmat instead of the Swedish club All-Star. Plus, there has been some drama brewing as Khabib's manager sends a threat to Colby Covington for his comments about Abdulmanap. We've also got some insights into Islam Makhachev's thoughts ahead of his fight with Charles Oliveira.
Hey, é domingo. Só vamos, mas você não quer.
And to top it all off, Logan Paul has suspicions that Dillon Danis might be trying to back out of their upcoming fight. So stick around for all of the juicy details. Now let's kick things off in order. In a shocking turn of events, UFC superstar Israel Adesanya finds himself potentially facing a prison sentence of up to 3 months after recently pleading guilty to a drunk driving case. The incident occurred on August 19th, just 3 weeks before his UFC 293 bout against Sean Strickland. According to reports, Adesanya had 87 milligrams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood, surpassing the legal limit of 50 milligrams. Now, notably, the threshold for being charged with drunk driving is 80 milligrams, making his situation even a little more precarious since, well, he was at 87. Now, while the MMA world awaits further details on the case, Adesanya could be looking at either an extended prison stay or a substantial fine of $4,500.
Izzy's not going to go to prison, okay? He's not going to go to prison for this. He's probably going to pay a $4,500 fine and who knows, maybe a 12-month ban from driving. So now regarding the fight with Sean Strickland, over the limit, under the limit, charges, no charges, innocent, guilty, doesn't matter. Sean Strickland beat that man fair and square.
In a statement to the New Zealand Herald, Adesanya expressed remorse, offering apologies to his community, family, and team for his ill-advised decision to drive under the influence. The news just confirms that Israel Adesanya did not take his upcoming fight with Sean Strickland very seriously. Strickland stepped in after the #1 contender Dricus du Plessis pulled out of the UFC 293 bout in Sydney due to an injury. And the fact that Israel Adesanya did not take Strickland seriously is evident, as the former UFC light heavyweight champion Jan Blachowicz stated, "Adesanya, I think, concocted some strange story in his head that his main goal was to defeat Dricus du Plessis. He didn't take Strickland seriously. I believe it was his mistake," Blachowicz stated.
When you lose the belt, it tastes like shit. I never try shit, but I think this is the taste of the shit, you know?
You know, this is very interesting. This is #1 bullshit.
Oh, first training after surgery in the gym with coach. We work only left hand and kicks, right hand need to wait a little bit more. But anyway, we start doing our job. So.
Now, Khabib Nurmagomedov's manager issued a stern warning to Colby Covington for his comments about Abdulmanap, saying, "Colby, you keep talking about Islam and Khabib. All right, but the last time you mentioned someone's father, you had to deal with the police. Next time, you might need to deal with the hospital. Be mindful of what you say when it comes to people's families." Ali Abdelaziz cautioned him.
I never said different legs. No, but you punch and press. You punch and press. You go here, get up, punch and press.
Colby Covington recently claimed that Khabib was afraid of me. He never moved up to the welterweight division because of me. Even his father understood it wouldn't be a wise move. Covington also expressed his desire to fight Islam Makhachev, stating,
"He's fighting the little man's weight class, he's fighting little midgets, and he's barely beating midgets. I mean, split decisions, split draws is just pathetic." So, that little Mongol has been talking, he's been saying some things. He wants to come up to a real man's division and face a real man in America's champ. So that might present itself as well. I think that's a big super fight. And, I think that's a fight the fans want to see. And we're the same weight class. He probably weighs more than me, honestly. He probably walks around 190. He's pretty yoked up. He's a big little guy that cuts all that weight to get the advantage because he's scared to fight real men like me.
Now, meanwhile, Islam Makhachev posted a social media post dedicated to his upcoming fight with Charles Oliveira, quoting, "Dagestan mountains against the Brazilian jungle." So let us just remind you now that the fight between Makhachev and Oliveira will be taking place on October 21st in Abu Dhabi. The co-main event will be the return of Khamzat Chimaev, who will be facing off against Paulo Costa. And then after the fight with Costa, he shared his plan, saying, "I'll crush Paulo Costa, and then I'll deal with Izzy Adesanya or Strickland."
Strickland. Coming for him. If you stay there, man, coming for you too.
Now, Chimaev also announced his transfer to the Akhmat club, saying, "I represent Akhmat MMA Club, the best in the world. I want to thank them so much for their support," he posted on social media, along with a photo of Ramzan Kadyrov. Now, as you might remember, he previously left Sweden, and he no longer competes for Sweden in the UFC, perhaps due to the burning of the Quran by some nationalists. And soon changes affected Chimaev's social media. He used to regularly share photos of training at the Stockholm All-Stars gym, but over the past month and a half, he has not published a single photo from there. There are no more mentions of Sweden in his profile description, and the latest posts are all dedicated to the UAE. And the UAE itself is quite symbolic for him. If you remember, it was there that he burst into the UFC with 2 fights in 10 days. First, he defeated John Phillips, and then turned out to be stronger than Rhys McKee. After that, Khamzat had another fight in Abu Dhabi. Chimaev calmly dealt with Li Jingliang, and now Boers will have a fight with Paulo Costa in the UAE. So it is very symbolic that the fighter gathered to fight under the flag of this country.
How's my home? Etihad. I'm going. I'm coming for you. Everybody goes to watch my show. The show is coming up. Etihad. Who did this?
Now, Sean Strickland, well, he went on a bizarre rant at Lowe's.
Minutes, and they're like, cannot find the price. Eventually, I just fucking Google 1/4-inch plywood sheeting. I'm like, here you go. This is what you're looking for. Look at Lowe's, man. You guys are rough. You guys, let me show you why fucking Lowe's sucks. $20 for a fucking wrench. Lowe's. I hope you guys are good. You guys are awful.
Logan Paul has suspicions that Dillon Danis might be trying to back out of their upcoming fight.
Yeah, this dude's whining on Twitter talking about, they're suing me, I got lawsuits up the ass, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Shut up, stupid. Trying to use a completely unrelated lawsuit that a woman's trying to hold you accountable for committing a federal crime because you stalked, harassed, and cyberbullied her as an excuse to pull out of the fight. This has nothing to do with it. You want to fight me? Show up October 14th. But we knew you'd try to find anything you could to pull out. Such a coward, man. And people are going to see through this, bro. Like, we know you never wanted to fight me. We know you never had any intention of showing up. But now this shit's getting real. Now that October 14th is 3 weeks away, you're reconsidering. The clock is ticking. You're horrified. You were a puddle when you met me in that face-to-face. Imagine October 14th when you're trapped in a fucking ring with me, dog.